is edible, with your number on it to do the auction, and it will have a little directions on the thing. But I want you to all look at your name tags for a second. There's mine. First things first, I want you to notice that there's a few stickers on some name tags. The little heart represents people that are donors, that donated an auction gift or food or something to help make this event happen. And I'm a teacher. I'm sorry. I've got to educate you. Some of you have stickers, including myself, either a green skull and crossbones or a red one. I want you to understand what these stickers represent and why we're here right now. The green represents pesticides. The honeybees are fighting hard to stay alive because of the pesticides that are applied to our fields and to our plants and to our orchards, and unfortunately it has a side effect on the bees. So if you have that, it represents the fact that you most likely would not be able to survive. You are all bees right now. The red represents mites. There are parasites that actually destroy honeybees. And unfortunately, it's become a real problem. And so we have been, unfortunately, have to treat them to help them survive through the winter. So if you have a red, you most likely would not survive throughout the winter because of the parasites. And I was going to do this, but it gets too complicated where if you had a red, you would pass a red to somebody else, because that's what happens. One bee gets a mite, it can get passed to another bee, and then another hive, and another hive. And before you know it, the hives are weakened, and unfortunately they can't make it through the winters. I'm happy to announce that I'm debuting my lovely ladies down here. I have an observation hive over in the food area. These bees come from one of my hives here in Detroit. They're over in Detroit A Bloom, which is one of the urban gardens in Detroit. They make incredible flower arrangements. And so I just went this morning and took about 5 frames from that hive. I'm just borrowing them. They're probably a little freaked out, going, what's going on? I'll put them back in the hive either tonight or tomorrow morning, and they'll be reunited with their family. I currently have about 22 hives throughout the Metro Detroit area. That's up from about 6 last year. Yeah. I cannot believe what's going on. Some of the places, I have them at Detroit Garden, Detroit A Bloom, at the Detroit City Distillery on top of the old Stroh's Ice Cream Factory up on the roof. I have them on a building that's on Woodward, the New Life Prosthetic. They make prosthetic, I mean, it's amazing what they do there. I also have some hives, future hives. I'm happy to announce that it looks like I'm going to be putting 4 hives on Cobo Hall. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm also meeting with a couple other people. I'm meeting with GM to do a STEM program about possibly doing an engineering project of using recycled car parts, the battery casing for the Chevy Volt, to retrofit them to make honeybee hives out of it. And so I'm really excited about that. And I'm also meeting with Nino Savaggio as well. They're very interested as well. I also have hives up north. Some of you here have hives. Betty has hives at her place. It's an amazing, amazing world. Anybody that's done beekeeping will tell you that. And so I do want to highlight one auction item. One of the bee baskets, if you bid on that, you will get to have a bee adventure with me. I have extra suits. I help manage a couple hives at Oakland University, and I would love to do a bee adventure where you get suited up and we go out and see the bees, and I can explain everything that's going on inside of those hives. So please go throughout the guest bedroom. They're like stacked on top of each other. We ran out of room. So look through everything. Please bid away. Every last penny goes to Bees in the D and helping the cause of helping the honeybees and helping me with educating. I do have a few events coming up in the future. I'm going to be at the Outdoor Adventure Center doing a few classes. I have one up at Oakland University. I'm going to be at the Lavender Festival. I'm happy to announce I have hives now at Blake's Orchard as well. And I'm also going to be at their Fiber Festival, which is their first annual, much like this. Can you believe it? I mean, look, this is my first time doing this, and all of you made it what it is. So thank you so very much. And please, so the cost of the hive can vary because I tend to get them all ready to go because I just don't have the time to build them. But if you are interested, you can. The first few years I did do the construction. I made the frames. I put together the boxes. I painted the boxes. I did it all. It's a lot of work. And so now I get them free, so it's a little bit higher cost. But I would say that if you wanted to sponsor a hive, including the bees, I get what's called a nuke. It's 5 frames, much like what's right there, that we just introduce into an empty hive. That's usually about $150, the nuke itself. And then the hives, I would say, are a couple $100. So I would say, to be safe, about $500 to start one hive. So it's not, the cost of the startup is a little expensive, but then once you have the equipment, it's not. I consider myself a minimalist, meaning that I don't want to go into hives as little as possible, because when you go into hives, they want to repair everything that you just ripped out. They want to keep a tidy hive, and so that sets them back a little bit. And so I maintain the hives maybe every 2 weeks, if that. So yeah, it's phenomenal. I'm putting a lot of miles on my car, but that's okay because I have hives also up in Chesterfield. I told you, Blake's and stuff like that. But it's worth it to try to help the honeybees because I want to share a little thing that I'm doing with Cobo Hall. I'm doing a presentation with the chefs, so I've got a little pressure. I found a recipe for a blueberry crisp that almost everything in it is dependent on bees. Blueberries, almonds, apples, everything in there, they depend on bees to pollinate. And so I'm going to make it for them to have while I do my presentation, and then I'm going to show them a cup of brown sugar and say you can either have this or this. If we lose our bees, we're going to lose a lot of our favorite foods. And it's just the reality of it. They are responsible for blueberries, for almonds, for apples, for watermelons, for so many foods that we need to take care of it before it's too late. Because I love those foods. Almonds are one of my favorite, and I don't want to have to take out a loan to buy some. Thank you all for coming. It means the world to me. The auction is going to officially start. It's in the guest bedroom, and it spills out in the hallway here. Please go on up upstairs. It's a little warm, but there's a nice breeze. Enjoy sitting and lounging upstairs. I actually wanted to show, but that's okay, what inspired all this. I learned beekeeping way back, and Brian's probably going to wrap it up. You got to stop talking. I talk too much, I know. I was sitting, when I moved to Detroit from Lake Orion, I had a bunch of hives in Lake Orion. I thought, I no longer can have bees, and thank goodness for people like Betty that I can at least get my bee fix. And I was sitting up on the roof, gardening, and a honeybee came and started fluttering around me, and I was like, huh? This can happen. And so I realized that the bees, it doesn't matter where in Detroit is prime. We have so many urban gardens, we have so many empty lots, we have so many amazing green spaces in Detroit that I really believe that Detroit one day will be a leader in urban beekeeping. And I've met so many amazing people and networked with so many, and I would like to see Detroit go on the map, not just for being the Motor City, but also for being the bee city. And so that's kind of my goal. I would love to see that happen. And I don't know, I'm just shocked at how this is taken off. It's unbelievable. You know, I do a job though too. I gotta remember that. But thank you so much. Enjoy. There's plenty of beer and wine. The food, Brittany, thank you. It's amazing. The entertainment, the cotton candy, I can't thank everybody enough. There is a donor list in the auction room. Please take time to look at that and just see how generous everybody has been. And it's so amazing. We also do have these beautiful t-shirts if you are interested. Again, all the money goes back. Everybody asked us, so I'm going to say it now so that they know. Do you sell your honey? I'm getting there. I don't have a huge surplus because I only had 6 hives last year and we haven't harvested yet. It's been an interesting spring. I'm hoping to get some. We're working on a label right now, and I wanted to make the commitment that the money from honey sales goes back to Bees and the Bee, not into my pocket, because it's so important to me that we keep fostering this. And oh, by the way, we have some other celebrities here. There are local authors here that have amazing books. I haven't read it yet, but I can't wait. Here's my other author.
She's getting her picture taken.
She's getting her picture taken with her book. It's up for auction. And we have local Detroit celebrities as well. Emily, thanks for coming.
Oh, my pleasure.
Many of you have heard the phrase. What's your phrase?
Say nice things about Detroit.
Ever heard that phrase? Yeah. Guess where it came from? Boom, there it is. And I'm happy to announce they're not here yet. I hope they show up. Bon Bon Bon, who is an amazing chocolate company, is coming later, and they are supposedly going to share a original Bon 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 using Bees and the Bee honey. So I'm really excited about that. So they should be here shortly, and Detroit of Bloom is supposed to come too with some beautiful flower arrangements. So thank you, everybody. Brian, am I forgetting anything? I love you, honey. Thanks for everything you've done to make this happen. He's my tech guy and has done all the everything. So thank you. Enjoy. Am I forgetting anything?
I'll wait till you come back and then we'll just start. I'm gonna go. Perfect.
So that was Brian and Brian with Bees and the D. And they're having a fundraiser up here in their beautiful condo. It is absolutely fantastic. But even more fantastic is how many people showed up here to support them, which is really cool. That spiral staircase goes up to the most beautiful garden on their patio. So I'm going to wrap this up, get into some of this wonderful food they're showcasing. Is Emily T. Gail Talk Story in downtown Detroit at the Riverfront Bluffs with Brian and Brian, my new friends, Pat Cunningham, Patricia and Kelly Corbett introduced me to them, and it's been pretty special just how committed they are and talented folks that they are, they say.
What do you do?
There's the other Brian right there. Okay, signing off here in downtown Detroit, where we all say nice things about Detroit.